Ismaili Abdullah Brinsley worked for a Muslim Brotherhood front group according to his Facebook page. GotNews.com has confirmed and exclusively discovered that Brinsley went by another name, Ismaili Abdullah Mohammed, and that he worked for the Islamic Society of North America. Now, the Islamic Society of North America is a Muslim Brotherhood front group. It was described as an unindicted co-conspirator by the Justice Department in 2007 in the Holy Land terror cases. Brinsley, a.k.a. Mohammed's, Facebook page included liking pages like, "I love Islam, and I have to be more philosophical about my life." Brinsley's terror attack recalled an earlier hatchet attack against the New York Police Department by a Muslim fanatic in October of this year. GotNews.com has already established that Brinsley's past brushes with the law and hatred for the police came long before the controversial death of Eric Gardner and Michael Brown. And on our southern border, according to ValleyCentral.com, police say cartel claims they have kidnapped a Border Patrol agent. A person claiming to be a member of a cartel said they have kidnapped a border agent and threatened the agent's life. According to police, Border Patrol is making contact with all personnel in the Rio Grande Valley sector at this time. They have not confirmed that all agents working that day have been accounted for. Now, they're working to verify all those off-duty at the time are safe. The caller dialed 911 yesterday. They said they had kidnapped a Border Patrol agent. La Jolla Police Chief Giovanni Hernandez confirms that. The La Jolla Police Department contacted the Border Patrol and the FBI. A Border Patrol spokesman did not confirm the threat, but they did confirm the agent is doing an accountability check of all agents stationed in the Rio Grande Valley sector. And then they released two statements, one from the Border Patrol and one from the Border Patrol Union. The first one from the Border Patrol says, as of 10 a.m. local time, all on-duty RGV sector agents have been accounted for. At this time, RGV sector has not been able to corroborate the authenticity of the phone call received by the La Jolla Police Department. Nevertheless, through an abundance of caution, the sector continues to pursue exceeding protocols to account for all RGV sector agents. The sector is also communicating with the CBP Office of Internal Affairs, the FBI, the La Jolla Police Department, and the Government of Mexico regarding the original call. The Border Patrol has set out a statement saying, "We are closely monitoring development in the possible abduction of a Border Patrol agent in the Rio Grande Valley. This incident is just a reminder of how dangerous this job is. Every day, our Border Patrol agents put their lives on the line to protect our nation and our neighborhoods from drug cartels, criminals, and terrorists. Currently, all on-duty agents have been accounted for. The agency is now in the process of contacting all off-duty agents to ensure that they're safe. If confirmed that an agent has been taken hostage by drug cartels in Mexico, this would be a nightmare scenario. We make a promise to our fellow agents to do everything we can to ensure that they make it home safe each night. We will not rest until this promise is kept." My goodness, and I have to tell you this one from Campus Reform. From Stanford University. The Dean for Religious Life claims churches should focus less on religion and more on art. I got to tell you, this story really didn't surprise me much. Here's how this story reads from Campus Reform. Stanford's new Dean for Religious Life said in a recent interview she's not very churchy as a person. The Very Reverend Dr. Jane Shaw advocated that the church welcome more people without converting them and not even necessarily to do religion all the time. Shaw is an LGBT activist and lesbian. Stanford announced that Shaw, 51, was to join the school's Department of Religious Studies in July as Dean and Professor of Religious Studies, moving to the school from Grace Cathedral in San Francisco. At Grace Cathedral, Shaw was not only the first woman to head the church, but the first openly lesbian dean. According to the university's press release, Shaw is to, quote, provide spiritual, religious, and ethical leadership at the university community. serving as a minister of Memorial Church, and also teach undergraduates and graduate students as a professor of religious studies. They went on to say, "We're lucky to have found Jean Shaw both a charismatic leader and an accomplished academic to lead our office for religious life. Dean Shaw is equally committed to the education mission of the university and the ecumenical mission of Memorial Church. I think the great crisis of our day is climate change and the environment," Shaw said in a video interview. "So I'd rather hope that more people would take that seriously and begin to think and reflect on what we do with our own lives and how they can bring some pressure to bear against climate change." Shaw previously taught history and theology for 16 years at Oxford, where she also received her undergraduate degree. She received her MDiv from Harvard as well as PhD in history from the University of California, Berkeley, Colgate University, and the Episcopal Divinity School. Both have awarded her honorary doctrines. And in a continued effort to push God out of society, here's a WND exclusive: Washington plans favor for Sharia-run society. Oh boy, here we go again. According to the United Nations, on Christmas Eve, religious police in the capital city of the Islamic Sultanate of Brunei ordered business owners to remove Christmas decorations or face arrest. When Brunei, a tiny oil-rich town that shares the island of Borneo with Malaysia and Indonesia, adopted Sharia law earlier this year, some questioned whether the harsh penal code that includes amputation, stoning for blasphemy, and other crimes could actually be enforced, since a third of Brunei's population is not Muslim. The crackdown on Christmas came this year answers the question. Restaurant and cafe owners in Brunei's capital city of Bandar Sri Begawan told reporters they were ordered to remove Christmas decorations from their establishments by authorities who cited Sharia Penal Code Order 2013 prohibiting exhibits of decorations that are against Islamic belief. Violators face a $15,000 fine and imprisonment for a term of up to 5 years. The ban on Christmas decorations is not the only restriction on religious freedoms. The Sharia Penal Code bans non-Muslims from teaching or even speaking freely to Muslims about their religious beliefs, punishable with heavy fines and imprisonment. All other religious groups are required to register with the government. Muslims who convert to another faith could face a death penalty, and Christians who have brought Bibles into the country have been imprisoned. Despite the nation's record of religious persecution, the Obama administration is pressing forward with a plan to designate the Sultanate of Brunei as a most favored nation with special trade privileges under the proposed Trans-Pacific Partnership Trade Agreement. Incoming Senator Mitch McConnell has said approving the agreement is one of his top priorities. Brunei is not the only nation in the proposed agreement with a record of persecuting Christian believers. In neighboring Malaysia, Christians are sent to concentration camps for forced conversion to Islam. Vietnam requires churches to register with the communist authorities and monitors all prayer services. And house churches are routinely attacked and priests have been murdered. You can find all of these stories and more at the website at wdeanshook.com. And as usual, when the dust settles and the smoke clears, I'll be bringing you more truth in the news and following up on the stories we covered today. Thank you for being here. I'm W. Dean Shook.
You can get these full stories and more at wdeanshook.com. That's wdeanshook.com.